have more of those catches, be on the hill bunch for us this year, and provide a left-handed bat with, again, good speed. We had some speed this year, and that was a big focus for us, was going to be base running, and Jack would have been a big part of that. He's looking at school, perhaps up in Rochester, and might continue to play, might not, but his future is very bright, as intelligent as he is through all that. Jack Marasco is another senior. Jack is probably between him and John Weedman, probably the second most varsity innings returning for us. Jack played third base as a sophomore. He was going to actually probably transition over to the right side and play second base. Kind of a Mike Moustakis move for us. Move him over and shuffle him over to the second base side. Nice compact swing. And the best thing about Jack Marasco is that he played within his ability and got the most of his ability every time out. And that was always impressive to me to watch that and see how much he worked as hard as he could to get that done as well. So Jack, I will surely miss. He was a great team leader, didn't talk a whole lot. Kids called him Tabasco, as you can imagine. But he was going to do great things for us on the infield. I know that. And you got Dominic Pasterzi, and Dom Pasterzi would have played shortstop, outfield, could have played second base, was going to be maybe a one or two pitcher on the mound. A guy that came up at the end of last year, filled in at shortstop in a couple games for us, and really smooth infielder, strong arm, and really growing into his body. He's one of those kids that kind of peaked later in high school with his frame and the strength that he showed, the way he looked on the mound in our scrimmage. I was really excited. I was like, okay, now we found a guy who's going to go out there and compete every day. And I think Dom would have given us a good chance a lot of times on the mound. That's for sure. Hayden Couch is another left-handed pitcher that we had. Hayden is going to come in and be a presence for us on the mound. He's got a couple offers out there at the junior college level, a couple of guys. And that's you talk about a guy that was going to need some looks and get some chance. We'll have to figure out a way to get that done in the summer. But Hayden Couch really, really worked hard this past off season. Long tossing, I know. You tell me about that. He's working in the weight room in my class. He poured into that, and I was really looking forward to seeing that pay off with him. And he was going to be a big part of our pitching rotation this coming spring. The last two guys, Will Wagstaff, senior first baseman, and a hitter. I mean, just a great swing. Last year, it was everything Coach Calvano could do to tell me, hey, on JV, hey, you got to get this kid up. You got to get this kid. He needs to hit. He needs to hit. And, him and I talked this year, and I really thought Will was going to come to the ballpark, and he's in great shape, great swing, going to have some pop in his bat, probably hit a couple home runs. And he was running well, too. Great first baseman, too, defensively. But Will's also the guy that has a big smile, big team guy, and very proud to have watched him grow into the young man that he is out there on the field. And last, I went in alphabetical order, by the way. And last was John Weedman, center fielder for us, returning varsity player. Started varsity as a sophomore, so 3-year varsity starter is what he would have been. He's going to go play at Johnson County Community College. He hit 2-hole for us last year, lead off 2-hole. Backed up more, had 3 home runs last year. Probably going to have a few more. Really worked on his swing in the off season. Good speed, strong arm, good outfield player, and a guy that would have anchored everybody else down, really with the fact that he had been there before. He was going to be our veteran leader, someone that we could look to, and somebody that can kind of guide the team. That was kind of going to be his role, as well as a big bat in the top part of our lineup. So those 7 guys, they're certainly going to be missed. I can tell you that I can expect at any given time to roll by East when all this stuff is lifted and see those 7 guys up there still hitting baseballs just for fun. Or like I did a couple Sundays ago when I was up there, I see them all playing football with each other. The Sunday in between our last week of practice, they just came up and decided to play football together. And that's the kind of group that they are. It's hard to keep those guys off of the field. And they really are a throwback group of guys who enjoy the game because it's a game. And it was refreshing to me to remember that by watching them. And it was something that I was looking forward to sharing with my son in the dugout this year and having him watch those guys and see how much fun that they play the game with. So, great group of guys. I'm going to miss them tremendously, but hopefully we can get something done for them in the next few months.
Yeah, again, we're here, Coach Will Gorden of Shawnee Mission East Baseball, and he was talking about each one of his 7 seniors individually that unfortunately don't get the opportunity to compete this spring, but it is an understandable decision. But, you can hear in your voice as you talk about each of those guys, just that you care for your athletes, and it's bigger than baseball right now. It's bigger than athletics. But I'm glad that those guys are a good, tight-knit group and that the 7 of them, are going to continue on and do big things in life, no matter whether it's on the baseball field or off.
There's no doubt about that. Those kids are going to be, Wagstaff and Gorden will be roommates up at Creighton. Dom's going to go to KU. They're just going to be good people, which is way more important. I always tell them, just like I tell students, you're going to be people a lot longer. You're going to be my student or player. And so we got to have you be good people before that. And I think that they get that. I think they get the balance of hard work and play. And I think they're very structured and organized, and they know what they want. So I was joking with them the other day. I sent a text and said, hey, today was an open day. We've been 1-0 against St. James. They texted me back, and we were supposed to play Blue Valley today. And one of them said, Blue Valley would know it was coming. And so, they have a good attitude about it, which is good as well. So I appreciate their attitude, and they're a group that the younger guys, I was really hoping could watch them as well. Some guys, like I said, this is going to be their first varsity time, and what that tells you is they spent time earning it. They spent time at the different levels in our program. They excelled at the different levels. They didn't complain. They didn't quit. They absorbed everything that was going on around them. And, they're my last group. I came in, they were sophomores, and they're that last group that kind of understood what it was like before. And I really think they're doing a great job leaving East baseball in a better place as they exit as seniors.
Yeah, and that's something that people that haven't coached or been around athletics don't understand how, those guys pay their dues and, play on some of those lower level teams and get their skills better, as they go through. Not everybody can play varsity baseball as a sophomore. And so, they play on those different levels and learn more about the game and get better. And then, their senior year is kind of their time. And, that's the thing. I feel bad for all those kids that have that taken away from them right now.
Yep, definitely. There's that old get better or get better, and each one of them decided to get better every year. And that's just a testament, like I said again, as to who they are as people. So they're great kids, great young men, I should say. And I'll just miss them. It'll be odd. I mean, the whole thing is weird.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking they're supposed to be this way that I'm supposed to feel. But when you don't have any sort of closure, and I think that's kind of what the whole country right now is waiting on, some sort of closure from all this. And the patience is the hardest part.
Definitely. That's one of my favorite parts of, coaching JV and football on Mondays is just seeing those kids and having their chance to compete. And, you can tell a lot about how they're going to turn out as a person on how they handle some of that adversity. And it sounds like, your guys that this was going to be their first varsity action handled that adversity very well and just took it as a learning opportunity and got better every day.
Yep, they were awesome. Every time we rang the bell and had to call them in, they were ready to go. So, part of the deal with our program is seniors take kind of a servant leadership role. They're responsible for taking care of everything, putting up practice at the start of practice and taking everything down at the end of practice. And they take sole responsibility for anything that's left out or anything that's not done correctly. And that's a legacy that will continue to go on. As the seniors, that's what they did. And for 2 weeks, it was the easiest thing as a head coach to do. You tell them once, tell them what it needs to look like, and it was done. And so that was really, that was a good sign, positive sign for us moving forward. So the young guys took note. And the other thing, too, is the way that they treat and take care of the younger guys. We do a lot of off-season workouts. And that becomes a character builder, a culture builder. And those guys, those senior guys, having been guys that have been on C and JV and then getting ready for varsity, they understood the importance of what it's like to put your arm around that freshman and make them feel a part of something. That kid might be on the G team and never make it to varsity, but you know what? He's as important as I am as a senior. And they really embrace that attitude, and that's really important as part of our program and what we do at East Baseball.
Yeah, I know you guys spend a lot of time, focusing on that other part of it, the athletic part. We want to go out and compete, and I know you want to go out and win every day, but I know you spend a lot of time, especially with your older guys, teaching them, how to be leaders and great young men.
Yeah, and they have an opportunity before them. One of the coolest things that we did last year, and several of the seniors who are part of this, is, we have what's called our 18th man, and we talked about it last year on the show, where the seniors get to vote on the person that gets to come up and join the varsity, and some of those seniors were that person last year. But we got a core group returning. I guess now the playing field seems to be leveled a little bit more for 2021. With terms of everybody's returning 0 varsity innings from 2020, which is odd. That's for sure. But we'll see. The future's going to be bright. We've got a good freshman class that came in. Very pleased with how they approached the game. Very pleased with how they were playing baseball as well. So I look forward to 2021. Trying not to have a bitter taste about 2020. But we have to move forward, and that's why I don't get upset about the case ruling. There's nothing I can do. Control what you can control, and that's out of my control. What I can't control is trying to get these guys' arms healthy if possible, or trying to help them get workouts or get into colleges or whatever I can do there. But they're going to take cues from us as coaches, as mentors, as teachers during this time. And I really think we have to set the example of, this is what it is. This is what we can control. How can I control my daily routines? How can I get better, take a step forward in the right direction? And for us, that's, how do I make Lancer baseball better during this time? And really try and move everything in a positive direction.
Yeah, it's been a good weather week too here, so hopefully, some of those guys were able to get out and maybe at least throw a ball with a friend, or back and forth, stay 6 feet apart and do that in their backyard. And I know a lot of coaches have been encouraging their guys through Twitter to do some in-home workouts, and I know you guys this week were kind of putting together a plan for the Shawnee Mission East students as far as PE goes. How's that piece of it going?
Well, that's going good. We've been in meetings all week within our departments. We've been in meetings. We've all met with Zoom. It's nice just to see faces of everybody. But yeah, we're all trying to get together, get on the same page with how do we get these kids going in a daily routine. So much of school and our success is based upon routine. And when these kids get out of that, how do we get them back on that? So school will start up really in earnest on Monday. But yeah, we're going to offer workouts for kids. Give them a chance to get out and do something if it's nice outside or if it's not nice outside. What can I do in the home? The biggest thing is what can I do? Not what can I not do. Let's not focus on that. It's what can we do? How can we address the issue and how can we move forward? So, I know coaching staff, football, basketball, everybody's focusing on how do we, put our best foot forward and let's do that. And that's what athletics, and you talk about learning things through athletics. There's always going to be a setback somewhere. And so now we have a setback. No big deal. We know how to deal with this. We're going to move forward. We're down by 10 in the fourth quarter. Hey, we got this, and we'll take that Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl approach with this coronavirus. So We'll get there.
Yeah, we will definitely get through this, and I think everybody that